What's going on, guys? Today's video we're going to be talking about tuning, preferably custom tuning versus box tuning. Basically, box tuning, what I mean is like an Edge or a PPE, etc. Start out with custom tunes. Custom tunes are tunes that are specific for your truck. It accounts for the different modifications that you've done for your truck. If you have an exhaust, an intake, if you have a built trans versus a stock trans, if you have bigger injectors versus stock injectors, bigger turbo versus stock turbo, etc. Built motor versus stock motor. Tunes are specific for your truck. The tuner who is doing the tuning for you is going to be taking the information that you send them and is going to calibrate the tunes for your truck. So if you have a stock intake but you have an exhaust and a lift pump, then they're going to take that into account. If you have an exhaust with an intake but you don't have a lift pump, they're going to take that into account. The horsepower levels are done at the rear wheels versus the flywheel. A lot of custom tuners have dynos available to them, and they have trucks that just sit on the dyno constantly, and they're testing different parameters that they're going through on the tuning. And the levels that they send you, say if it's a 30, 60, 90, 120, and 150 for 5 tunes, that's 30 at the rear wheels, 60 at the rear wheels, 90 at the rear wheels, etc. And these tunes are dyno proven. Like I said earlier, the tuner hits himself, herself, whoever's doing the tuning, sits there and has a truck on a dyno and just goes through the parameters on the dyno and changes the tune, just a little bitty tweak, and dynos. And the tunes already calibrate for the tire size of the vehicle. So even for basically for your lifted truck, if you have a lifted truck and you're running 35-inch tires or bigger on your lifted truck, you'll already have the tunes already calibrate for your tire size. Each tune is already calibrated for that specific tire size. Now if you decide to go with a bigger tire, if you decide to take the lift off or bring the lift down and go with a smaller tire, all you have to do is send out an email saying, hey, I changed tire sizes, yada yada yada, and they'll send you new tunes that you load up onto your truck through your AutoCal, your SCT, whatever. Another great thing about custom tuning as well is that it will accommodate for it. You can also add in trans tuning through, basically on a Duramax, you can add trans tuning through your EFI Live AutoCal or your EasyLink. Now that EasyLink has come out with trans tuning for the A50, and I think it's for the A50 TCMs, you can actually have trans tuning on your vehicle now. I know on like Power Strokes and Cummins trucks that are automatics, most of the tunes come with trans tuning available already. And now for the box tunes, like I said earlier, this includes like an Edge Evolution Programmer or a PPE accelerator or anything that's handheld that's in a box, basically. Besides EFI Live, because EFI Live is a custom tune. With box tuners, the tunes are for just an everyday truck, so it can go anywhere from a stock truck, like stock exhaust, stock intake, stock turbo, stock trans, stock injectors, all of that. Or it can also include, like, if you if you just want to get a little programmer just for added horsepower, added fuel economy, and you have an exhaust on it, or if you had put an air intake on it, things like that. It doesn't accommodate for specific stuff. That's just the way box tunes are. The horsepower levels with box tuning, the horsepower levels are done at the flywheel. Most of the tuners from the different from the little programmer companies usually have an engine dyno rather than a chassis dyno, and the engine dyno calculates the horsepower and torque levels at the flywheel versus at the rear wheels. So if the programmer says plus 100 horsepower plus 220 pound-feet of torque, then you're looking at that at the flywheel, and you have to calculate it through the drive line to your wheels. So you're probably only getting maybe 60 to 70 horsepower at the wheels on a plus 100 horsepower tune in a programmer. Programmers can calibrate for the tire size, but each time you change a tune, it has to be done. You have to calibrate the tire size each time for the tuning, with the tuning. That means if you decide to go from like a toe tune to a performance tune, then you'd have to go in, calibrate, and change the tire size for that toe tune, or for that performance tune. Another thing, mainly with Duramax power trucks, you're looking at no trans tuning from a programmer. With Power Stroke trucks, depending on the programmer will add line pressure. With Power Strokes and Cummins engines trucks, the programmer does add line pressure if you opt for the included trans tuning with the programmer. Duramax power trucks, though, the Allisons are very, very particular about what they like and what they don't like. So trans tuning's not really an available thing with a programmer. You can only really get trans tuning through your custom tuning dealer or your custom tuner himself, herself. And most of the trans tuning for Duramax power trucks are done through EFI Live, and now available through EZ-Link as well. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll be sure to answer them. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all later.